Hello folks, stay around to the end of this video if you want to find out about my first channel meetup, which is coming on a Sunday morning, only a couple of weeks from now. Anyway, we're here to talk about car thefts, and we're looking at the most commonly stolen cars according to the latest set of DVLA data and the hotspots for the car crime to actually happen. Remember, with these figures, a lot of it depends on how many of these are actually on the road as well. So there aren't too many Ferraris being stolen, for example, but if you compare the number of Ferraris to the number of Ford Focuses on the road in the UK, then there's a bit of disparity there. So some of these numbers might not be quite as alarming as they may seem, simply because there are millions of those vehicles on the road. So according to the latest DVLA stats, which were published through a Freedom of Information request from LeaseLoco, we know LeaseLoco, don't we? 64,087 cars were reported stolen last year. That's an increase from 61,000 thefts in 2022. So it's going in the wrong direction. And you know, it's an extra 3,000 cars were nicked last year. I'm going to give you the top 10 most stolen cars in reverse order now. Number 10 was the Land Rover Discovery Sport. 954 of those stolen, up 15% from the previous year. Vauxhall Astra at number 9, just under 1,100 of those. It's actually down 12%. Vauxhall Corsa is next, down 13%, 1,100 of those. BMW 3 Series at number 7, 1,466 of those stolen, down 0.8%. Range Rover Evoque with 1,500 stolen, down 2.8%. Range Rover Sport 1,631, down 28%. Mercedes C-Class, 1,787 of those stolen, that's up 29.6%, so that's quite alarming. Number 3 is VW Golf, up 0.1%, it's 2,000 of those stolen. 2,100 Ford Focus stolen, down 3%. And Ford Fiesta is number 1 at 5,976. Now, some of those are not a massive surprise. I mean, the Fiesta and the Focus and the Golf, there are so many of them on the roads, you'd expect them to feature fairly high up that list. Things like the Mercedes C-Class, obviously there are a lot of them on the roads, but not to the same extent that you get Ford Fiestas and things. The fact that they've gone up 29.6% and Range Rover Sports have gone up 28.6% suggests there's a real issue there, suggests that there's an exploit that car thieves now know about and they're going looking for those vehicles. That's my take on things anyway. Obviously, Range Rovers going walkies is not exactly new news, is it? But the real story are the brands that have had the most significant increases in thefts, and they're brands you might not necessarily expect. So Kia were up 76% as a brand, Hyundai up 81%, Toyota up 103%, and check this one out, Lexus up 513%. Now for Hyundai and Kia, you could argue that, well, they're now producing much more desirable cars than they have in previous times, and that's probably quite a big part of it. But Toyota and Lexus haven't massively changed their proposition, and Lexus to go up 513% is a bit of a shocker. I guess it's because the vehicles are becoming more and more expensive, spare parts are becoming more expensive, and therefore it sort of creates a bit more of a black market. The RX and the NX are by far the most commonly stolen Lexus vehicles. Only 2 in 5 cars are likely to be recovered once they've been stolen, and obviously not always does that happen before the insurance claim's paid out. Sometimes recovery on a vehicle can happen quite a long time later, and then the insurance company generally sends it to a salvage auction if it's still salvageable. According to data from LV, the areas where your car's most likely to go walkies: Birmingham, London, Sheffield, Manchester, Liverpool, Romford, Stockport, Chelmsford and Coventry. And this is a big part of how insurance premiums are made up, and why, you know, when we talk about insurance, we talk about how much of a massive factor the postcode is. Not just for car crime though, but also for things like volumes of traffic, how many RTAs have reported within that postcode district and within sort of an area around. So loads and loads of data goes into it, but the postcode is a massive factor when it comes to your car insurance premiums. So no massive surprises in there, but remember, if you've got particularly keyless vehicles, seriously consider investing in a little Faraday box. I'll put a link in the description, as I have done before. For about 15 quid, you get something that can put your car key in and it blocks the signal. There are other options, of course. Obviously, keeping your car keys hanging by the front door is about the worst thing you could do these days, but a lot of people still do it. but one of those little boxes with a little Faraday key safe kind of thing can certainly do the job for you and help protect your car while it's sat on your drive. But at the end of the day, if someone really wants to take your car and they're really motivated to do so, they will do so. And just make sure you've got insurance in place, so if the worst happens, you're covered. I don't think we have to live in fear with any of this, folks. I mean, car crime's always been around, cars have always been stolen. It's just people seem to think that it'd become a thing of the past, and actually it's on the rise again, and it has been for a little while, and that seems to be continuing. Just give 2 minutes thought to where you park your car, where you keep your car keys, how accessible they are within your house, all that kind of stuff. And just don't leave things on show in your car. I mean, the amount of people that get bags nicked from their passenger seat, mobile phones stolen because they've left them in the car, all that kind of stuff. Just give it a little bit of thought, and hopefully the opportunist thieves at least will leave yours alone. Now, I've spoken about doing a channel meetup for I don't know how long, and it's never happened. We're going to do it, folks. Sunday the 18th of February, literally just a couple of weeks from today, at the time I'm releasing this video, we're going to meet up at the Handlebar Cafe in Winchester. Just off the M3 you'll find St Catherine's Park and Ride, and I'm reliably informed by Old Angry, who follows me on Instagram, that this is a great place. St Catherine's Park and Ride, apparently free all day on a Sunday, and then a couple hundred yards walk along a footpath you'll find the Handlebar Cafe. Okay, you can get your bacon sarnies and your cups of tea and everything else in there. I'm going to be there from 10 o'clock until about 12:30 on Sunday the 18th of Feb. So please come along, be a little bit of a giggle. I'll bring a few bits of swag to give away. I'll see if I can find anything. And yeah, just be great to sit and have a brew and a chat with a few of you that watch the channel and have been asking me to do something like this for a while. I've picked Winchester because, you know, it's an hour from me basically, and it's fairly central for anyone else that wants to travel. This park and ride is literally just off the motorway. It's completely free to park. So all it'll cost you really is whatever you want to buy in the cafe, and that's about it. So I hope to see some of you there. Please just drop me a line if you're going to come. The best way to do it is either email, which is jim@notaguru.co.uk, or via one of the social media channels, just so I have an idea of how many people are going to show up. So yeah, Handlebar Cafe in Winchester, Sunday the 18th of Feb from 10 AM until about 12:30, and then I'll make my way off and head home. I'm gonna have the MG4X Power with me that day as well, so if anyone's interested in having a look at that, then I'm sure we could mosey on over to the park and ride and make that happen. Thanks ever so much for watching, folks. I'll see you on the next one.